Never let anybody see you sweat. So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Hilda Potter claims the lovely planters that she placed outside her apartment were discarded by the defendant. Austin Jackson says he repeatedly asked the plaintiff to remove the pots, and she refused.
Okay, Ms. Potter, you're suing Mr. Jackson for $1,767 in damages. Tell me what happened.
Mr. Austin threw away these three planters.
Are you two neighbors?
Yes, we are.
How long have you lived there?
I've been living in the building for over 20 years.
Okay, and how long have you lived there?
I've been there since May.
Okay. So tell me how this starts.
Well, you know, because I've been living there for many years, and I've seen neighbors come and go, and there was one amazing neighbor, an old man, who lived in the same place where Austin lives now. And before he passed away, he left me these three beautiful planters to take care of, and I was watering, and I was taking care of all this beautiful hallway. You can see it right here.
Okay.
So before he passed away, he just left these planters for me to take care. And after he passed away, there were other tenants who lived there, and they were perfectly fine. We all were taking care of them. But then when Austin moved in, relatively soon, he knocked on my door and he said that I have to move these planters. And I said that, why? They are brightening the place. It's so lovely that they're here. So.
Did he say why?
He said, I got you. That's what he said. So he kind of threatened me.
That wasn't a threat.
Okay, what does I got you mean?
It means like, I understand. I got you.
Well.
So you asked, okay, first of all, let's establish a few things. I'm gonna need you to walk up here and tell me whose apartment is whose.
Yeah. So I live right here.
So we can't see your door, right? Your door faces...
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
His door. And then
right
you live right
across.
here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then all these pots are next to his door, not next to your door?
Yes, against this wall.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then this here is steps to go up the building?
Correct, to the second floor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is this how they looked when he knocked on your door?
Yes.
Okay. So he asked you to move them, and you said what to him?
I said that they are brightening this place, and...
Did you say, no, I'm not going to move them, I've been here 20 years, and you just got here, and...
No, I didn't say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I said that, yes, I've been living here for long enough, and no one bothered. Yes, I said that.
Okay.
But...
All right, so then what happened?
Well, then the next day, Austin came up with an idea to brighten up the space, and he purchased more items that were cheap and they didn't look good, and so he placed them on my side and his side all over the place. It was chaos. So I rearranged them and.
Go ahead.
Yes, so then after that, he asked me to move these planters again. And I said to him that...
Wait, so you rearranged the planters he had put out and your own planters to the way you wanted it to look?
Well, the way he placed on my side, and these plants were already there, so it was
So he bought,
not...
what did you do? You bought plants and put them on her side?
If we're brightening the space, I thought we were brightening the space. So yeah, she refused to move her planters, so I got some decorations that would make me feel
Are
like
you
I
guys
was at home.
renters?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
is
are.
there like an association that you could talk to about this?
It seems
Yes, I
weird.
believe he could talk about landlord.
You too.
If he
Well,
Like
wanted
either
to-
one of you
to move.
could go to the association, say we're having a little problem. Can you?
I actually-
because there's your door, and then there's that reasonable area around your door, you know, and then there's the communal areas that really it's going to be the call of the association of the management office.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Did you get rid of all of these pots?
At a certain point, I assumed it was abandoned. She left it in front.
Abandoned. You know it's not abandoned.
But
Don't
it's
even
on
go
my
there.
property.
And later,
She left me the cookies. I asked her what kind they were. She said they were cranberry oatmeal. She gave me a wink. I thought it was a little weird, but she's kind of an odd bird.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Hilda Potter, who brought Austin Jackson to court for throwing away her planters.
It's pretty clear to both of you that the steps don't belong to either one of you, right? Everybody understands me when you're picking up what I'm putting
Yes,
down
but
here.
as you can see, it's very narrow. So
No,
when
I don't care.
Austin
Yes,
asked-
that's a reason to not have your pots out there. You see? Because it's very narrow. I know that you want it the way you want it. And I know you've had it the way you want it for a long time. And I know that you feel like you just got here. What are you doing? However, that's not necessarily the way it works. He's paying rent, you're paying rent. Everybody's paying rent. Doesn't matter who's been there longer. None of that belongs to either one of you, the steps. But I want to know, do you have a picture of how it looked after you put stuff on her side?
I do not because...
Oh, I would love that picture. Do you have that picture? Or
I don't
no?
have the picture, but
All
I would
right.
say for safety reasons, that's not good. As you
Okay.
can see, there's a hand railway.
Did you also move?
That's not
Did
safe.
you also move those pots over to her
Yes,
side?
I
Yes,
did.
I moved her pots back to her side, and she moved them back to my side.
Because
Okay,
it's not
but
safe,
I
as you
have
can
a
see.
question. I have a question. Okay, they can't go on the side where the railings are because it's a safety issue.
Yes.
But you can't place them in the communal area because it doesn't belong to you. The one that concerns them the most, obviously, is the one that's right in front of your door.
Absolutely.
Because, you know it when you see it, that little area that really belongs to you because you open the door and then you run right into the pot, I imagine.
Yes, and when she moved it back to my side, I tripped on my way back from work because I work late and I didn't see that she had moved it. If you'd like, I have a clearer photo because I'm, like you said, not concerned
But you
about
can
the
contact
Wait
the
a minute,
management.
don't interrupt
You can
him.
contact the management.
Oh, goodness.
I am
Wait a
not
second.
concerned about the steps. If you can see, it's just the ones that are directly in front of my door.
So you're all good with them being on the steps?
Yeah, those gnomes can stay.
All right, so this is right in front of your door.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what happens? What does he do?
But he doesn't have the rights to throw them away.
Let's
It's
talk about
nice.
that. So after he moves them there, you move them back. The gnomes are getting dizzy, back and forth and back and forth.
Yes.
Then what happens? One fine day you walk out and what happens?
Yes, and at night, secretly he went and he threw them away.
All of them?
All of them. Nothing was there after that.
And the pots you had received from your neighbor?
I placed them there because that neighbor, he placed them there. He was such a sweet man, and we talked about literature. He spoke Russian. I'm from Russia, so that's the reason why I have a certain attachment to
No,
that, and he has
I
no right
understand
to
all
do
of that.
so.
It just
But-
seems like if you had that strong of a connection, you might want that closer to you.
No, she can't. No, guys, this is so silly because if you had just talked to each other instead of copping attitude.
I tried, Your Honor. The first time I went to speak with her, I was polite, I was kind.
No, you were not polite.
I asked you
Hold
very
on. Please don't
politely
talk
if you
over
would,
him. Go
if
ahead.
you would be willing, if it was cool, if you would be to take your pots back, they're not mine, and decorate your own space with them. I was simply.
No, but you're telling me you wouldn't even have a problem if they were on the steps, even though they're not her steps.
Yeah,
According
but
to
that's
you,
the-
he got rid of them. Did you get rid of all of these pots?
At a certain point, I assumed it was abandoned. She left it in front.
Abandoned? You know
And
it's
he's-
not abandoned.
But
Don't
it's
even
on
go
my
there.
property. She left it on my property.
I'm sorry, but the steps are not your, actually, none of it is your property outside your door. I just think it needs to be respected,
Right,
okay?
yeah.
And so the thing to do is to contact the company, the management office. It's not for you to take it into your hands to get rid of her property.
I understand.
What happened when you saw that the property, that all the pots were gone? And the gnomes too,
Of course, I
take
came
it.
back to him and he said, "Oh, you know what? The porch gremlins must have taken them."
The what? The porch gremlins
Yes.
must have taken them.
Yes, that's what he said.
Is that what you said?
No.
I didn't expect her to take it seriously. Yes, yeah, I
See,
said that.
I don't think she's worried porch gremlins took it. I think she thinks you were being sarcastic and disrespectful.
Because she was being disrespectful first.
But here's the problem. You do not have the right to throw out someone else's property, and when you do, I am going to have to now award her for the value of the pots. And believe it or not, they're a little more expensive than one would think. Do you have any proof of value of the
Yes,
pots?
I do. Yes, I do. So at first I thought, okay, well, maybe they will cost like $50 each. But it cost more than $500.
She didn't even know the actual price. How is that fair?
If she doesn't have an actual cost, guess what my job is? It's to figure out the reasonable value of the item that you decided to take from someone and throw out because you were angry. I am finding in your favor, Ms. Potter, on the pots. And I am going to order the defendant to pay you $500 in damages for pot replacement because he doesn't have a right to do what he did. Now, listen up, folks, because I want you to listen to me. Life is hard enough, okay? Your home is your castle. I cannot imagine anything more unpleasant than having a problem with my neighbor, okay? So even if you're just respectful and don't talk to each other, that's better than continuing this problem.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $500.
Any last remarks for each other?
I'll get you your $500.
Okay. Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
Coming up,
So when you eat the whole plate of cookies, then what was, like, don't you think that if you give her cookies laced with weed, you should tell her, I am giving you cookies laced with weed?
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Dana Voss claims she shared cookies that the defendant gave her with her students and didn't know they were laced with weed until the tweens got sick. Lisa Marriott says she didn't intend for the cookies to be shared.
Ms. Voss, you are suing Ms. Marriott for $3,600 in negligence. Tell me what happened.
Your Honor, I'm a photographer. I live and work in Marin, and I run a day camp for tweens, 12 to 14. It's a photography day camp. On the first day of the second week of camp this year, the defendant, Lisa, who is a shop owner who works just a few doors down from my shop, came and brought a plate of cookies. She said that they were to help me through a painful time, and I had recently lost my aunt, so I thought I understood what she was saying. She left me the cookies. I asked her what kind they were. She said they were cranberry oatmeal. She gave me a wink. I thought it was a little weird, but she's kind of an odd bird. I was not able to eat them myself because I have a lactose allergy. But at the end of the day, one of the kids asked if he could have one. I had no reason to think anything was wrong with them or that it would be a problem.
You did not know that they were laced with
I did
weed.
not know they were laced.
You thought you had gotten cookies from her, and then the kids asked, can I have a cookie?
That's exactly right. All the kids had one kid had two. Camp ends at 4. By 5 o'clock, I was getting telephone calls from parents. One of the parents who said his child was actually in the hospital. It was the child who ate 2 cookies. That's when I put it together with the cookies. I was the only one who hadn't had one, and I was fine. All the kids were sick.
Coming up,
Let's assume she ate 4 cookies, and she didn't really want to ingest cannabis. That's not something she wanted to do. What if she ate the whole plate of cookies? You say, oh, there's only a little bit in each one. What if I've been known to eat a whole plate of cookies?
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Dana Voss, who was suing Lisa Marriott for negligence.
So what'd you do? Did you call Lisa?
I did. I called her immediately and I just asked straight up what was in the cookies, and she said right away that they had weed in them.
Why didn't you tell her before then?
Well, she had been my friend for 10 years, and I lived in that community for 40 years. And I worked down the street from her, and throughout that time, for a long time, she'd been telling me how she had a lot of back problems. She had back surgery. She was always in pain. She wasn't feeling well. And then I read on the Facebook that her relative died. I knew she was in terrible depression and really must have been really sad. And I did not see any children around.
Right. Did you know that she was running a summer camp?
Yes, but I did not see any kids. I don't know where they were. She was alone, and I gave them to her, and I didn't know she had.
Okay, so if she had taken, but see, here's what my question is. Let's assume there's no kids. Let's assume she ate 4 cookies, and she didn't really want to ingest cannabis. That's not something she wanted to do. Then she would have done it. And what if she ate the whole plate of cookies? You say, oh, there's only a little bit in each one. What if I've been known to eat a whole plate of cookies? So when you eat the whole plate of cookies, then what was, like, don't you think that if you give her cookies laced with weed, you should tell her, I am giving you cookies laced with weed. Try them. No. Try half of one, see how you feel. And then after that, maybe a little instruction might be called for, don't you think?
Well, I thought she'd probably just fall asleep or something.
Oh, yes. And you have no control over whether she eats 1 cookie. How many cookies do you send her? 12, 2 dozen?
No, 6.
6 cookies. So what if she ate all 6 cookies?
Well, they were pretty
And then
good
drove.
cookies. Well, I don't know how much she liked cookies, but she didn't say anything. But
you didn't ask. You didn't inform her. Oh. These are marijuana-laced cookies, so be careful.
Okay.
Right?
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
So then what happens? These parents are all calling you up, and I presume they demanded their money back.
That's exactly right, Your Honor. And I submit as evidence the refund that I paid them.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I don't think there's any dispute about that. Okay. You had to return $3,600.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to rule in the plaintiff's favor in the amount of the $3,600. When a plaintiff comes to court, they have to prove damages. She has direct damages as an absolute direct result of you not giving the information that there were drugs in your cookies. I'm sorry that you didn't give that information. I don't think you meant to harm anybody, but there was a huge cost to it. Those children got sick. One of them went to the hospital, and she lost all of her summer earnings. $3,600, verdict for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,600.
I had no idea she would do that. I mean, she didn't ask me what was in them. I just didn't, there was nothing that harmed anyone.
My heart goes out to Lisa as a friend of many years, but victory is sweet.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.